Hello and welcome once again to the virtual Advent calendar for Churches Together in Redditch. Each of the previous days you've been opening windows to listen to wonderful stories and events leading up to the birth of Jesus Christ. And today is no exception. But whilst I've been reflecting on this, I've also been thinking about the whole of 2020, in particular COVID-19, and what that has meant for so many people, in different ways, of course. And COVID-19 for some is meant lots and lots of bereavement, lots of losses. And I myself am one of those people who've lost friends and loved ones, many people to even count at this point in time. And that brings about a certain numbness when you suddenly realise that you can't pick up the telephone and speak to some of those people who you held so dear to your hearts. And thinking of that very first Christmas with Mary and Joseph and how difficult the circumstances were for them as they took that journey into Bethlehem to fulfill what was required of the census. And the journey there for a young mother who was heavily pregnant at the time would have been quite an horrendous journey. And it would have taken a number of days travelling by foot to get to Bethlehem. And not only that, but once getting to that destination, finding that there was nowhere for them to stay. And yet she was about to give birth. And on top of all of that, Joseph himself had concerns and issues and problems that he had to deal with because his virgin bride is now found to be pregnant. And what would he do? Because in that day, time or season, it would be expected of him to expose her, which he didn't want to do and didn't do. So when we reflect back at even the very first Christmas ever, there were problems leading up to that day of rejoicing. And when that child was born, Mary's boy child, Jesus Christ, when he put in his appearance, we read how gifts were given to him, frankincense and myrrh and gold. And we celebrate Christmas in very much the same way, that even though we've had the toughest of journeys, but when it comes to the time of Christmas, we use that time for celebration. We use that time for spending with our family and with our friends. And this year should be no exception. And during your time of festivities, you will want to take time out to reflect and to think about your loved ones, and we absolutely should do that. But also let us use this time for a time of rejoicing that a Saviour is born, a Saviour who is Jesus Christ the Lord. And use this time to celebrate Christmas for what Christmas really is, not just a time for partying and commercial reasons, but a time because we know that through Jesus Christ, peace and joy and love was brought to this world. So from me and everybody here at the Redditch Assemblies of God Church, we would like to wish you all a very happy Christmas, and we hope that you will enjoy the days to come on the virtual Advent calendar. God bless you.